What's going on, YouTube? This is your man Judge, bringing you episode 4 of our Let's Play of Final Fantasy XII TZA. Last time, we went to the Giza Plains in order to charge our Sunstone for Old Dallin so we could get into the castle and see what's going on in there. So, looks like today we are going to actually enter the castle and see what we got going on in there. So this guy won't let us pass. Wait here until I have further directions for you. Alright, this guy. He's got some serious business. He's got some armor. Looks pretty dangerous. Palace servant. What's he doing? Trying to go upstairs? Looks like this is the guy we need to talk to. Trying to go upstairs, ain't you? I know. You're hungry. I don't blame you. An empty stomach can make me want to crash the Fate too. No use trying to hide it. Look here, I'll help you out. Looks like this guy's gonna give us some aid. Okay, so press square to call the guard. I'll handle him when he comes, and you make for the stairs. Get too close and he's liable to notice you. Let's give her a try. Alright, so this is a mechanic. I said press... Oh, whoops, sorry guy. Yelling at me. This is the mechanic that we are going to use once we go upstairs in order to make it around the guards.
Over here!
Now's your chance. Get going. I've got like 4 different accents for this guy, so don't mind me, guys. Alright. Sneaking past like an insurgent. Let's go. So we got our guards here, so we're gonna have to call these guys and move them around. What was it old Dallin said? The signet yearns for the Sunstone's strength to light the clouded way. But there was more. Oh yeah. Once in the palace, you'll find the signet tile. Give it to the sun's power and it will light your path. Looks like I've got a signet to find. Alright, so... the hawk signet. Painted on the floor, it appears to be a representation of a hawk. Sure, let's use the crescent stone, see what happens. Nothing happens. That was anticlimactic. Okay, so it looks like we gotta find... I'm pretty sure they're all in these halls. So we got these guys here. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, okay. I need to move these guys over here so I can go around. Why? Okay.
Hello?
Oh, gotta be closer.
Hey, Buckethead!
Oh, here they come. I've never actually been caught here, so I don't even know what happens if you are. I can't remember. I don't know if there's anything this way. Oh, there's a little treasure chest here. Hug the wall here so this guy doesn't see us. Apparently these guys have like some serious vision issues. Got some mad long-range vision problems. So that's where we just were. So let's try this signet here. I don't... Yeah, okay. Lion signet. A beautiful signet is painted on the floor. It appears to be a representation of a lion. Okay, something's happening here. Okay, so something lit up. I'm pretty sure... I know that it was in one of these hallways because that's the only place those like little screens are where that thing lit up. So we're gonna call this guy over here and get all these guys out of this hallway or the far hallway there. So we're gonna bring these guys back as well.
Over Over here!
Oh, might have gotten a little too close. Oh, here he comes. This guy's after me. I like how they just, like, they're supposed to be guarding the treasure of the palace, but they just kind of jog at you when you call them.
Hey, Buckethead!
Like, I could walk away from these guys. Look at him. Alright, so I think we're in the clear down that hallway. So let's go check out these screens and see which one of them is our way in. Okay, that one's not lit. Oh, here we go. Okay. Approach the wall. So we found our way in here. Pretty dark and mysterious back here. Well, that takes care of the secret passage. Now, where's this treasure? Oh, closed behind us. Hey, watch it. Guess it's not leaving me much of a choice. Dark hallway, dark hallway. It's almost like I knew where that was, right? No, I do remember where the switch is. You see a small object that looks like a switch? Press the switch. You hear a mechanical click from behind. I don't think there's anything else, if I'm not mistaken. So it looks like we can just go in here, examine the wall here. I'm pretty sure there's a cutscene here too, so I'm gonna go ahead and fade out here probably. Yep. Alright guys, enjoy.
Huh? Oh,
Quite a performance.
who are you?
I play the leading man. Who else? Fran, the Magicite.
Now then, I'll take that.
No, you won't. I found it. It's mine.
And then when I take it from you, it'll be mine. Exit stage right.
The gods do not smile on us.
I like it better that way.
Alright, so we met Balthier and Fran, which are two of the party members that we will be getting in this game. And now we are making our escape. Because it appears we have attracted the attention of the palace guard. Actually, I think it's more like Balthier and Fran did when they came in, because... Nope, cutscene.
What's going on?
You're freed, eh? That's quite an entrance. Impeccable timing. If I didn't know better, I'd say they were waiting all along. running! End of the line. You have something that belongs to me. Damn!
All this way!
Fran, let's move! Off with you.
Let go of me!
Keep this up and I will. What's going on, Fran?
I don't know. It's not heating me.
Don't have time for this.
I'm slipping!
Not good.
What happened? Our hover didn't just drop. It disappeared.
Ah, forget it. Even if we could fly, the Ifrit's playing with fire, and I'd rather not get burned. We'll go the old-fashioned way. Not many Viera where you come from, thief?
It's Vaughn. Sorry.
Well, Fran is special in that she deigned to partner with a Hume.
Oh? Like a sky pirate that chooses to steal through the sewers.
Pirates? You're sky pirates? So you have an airship?
It's Balthier. Listen, thief, Vaughn, if you ever want to see your home again, you'll do exactly as I say. Myself, Fran, and you, we're working together now. Understood?
Don't even think you're getting this.
The thought never crossed my mind.
Alright, so here we get Balthier and Fran, which is awesome, because this, in my opinion, is where the game starts to get really good, because we're going to have Balthier and Fran in a lot of the cutscenes now, so that'll be exciting. I feel like they're a lot more developed than we have seen up until now, the characters. I know that Vaughn and Pinello, they're kind of just on the sidelines, to be honest with you, for most of this game, as far as the narrative goes. So I'm really excited to see Balthier and Fran join the party, and we'll see kind of how the story unfolds with them in the party now. So from here on out, we're going to start getting a lot more into the actual mechanics of the game, because I'm pretty sure we're about to get Gambits right here. But one thing I wanted to mention about that last cutscene is I like how they showed when Balthier was holding Vaughn. He was holding the arm that Vaughn had the Magicite in. So it's just kind of alluding to the fact that Balthier and Fran might not actually be that bad. Good guys, in fact. So, and another thing, Balthier could have easily taken the Magicite from Vaughn's hand up on the roof when the soldiers were coming, but instead he opted to take Vaughn with him in order to save his life. So I thought that was pretty cool, and it kind of, I feel like that was a really good cutscene intro for Balthier and Fran, to kind of show you their true intentions, and that the fact that they might actually not be that bad despite them being criminals. So we're gonna move along here. Not sure why I hit this, just out of habit, I guess, for the healing that it provides. Ah, Vaughn, there's something I want to check before we set out. As I thought, you don't care much about gambits yet, do you? Or know much, rather. Listen carefully. I don't care to repeat myself. For each gambit, you can combine one action with a target for that action. Example, you can arrange the cure by cast on an ally whose HP falls below 50%. Useful, that. Of course, one error of judgment, and you could well find yourself throwing punches at the same ally. If you have a good head on your shoulders, it should come easily enough. I fear a more detailed explanation is in order. So I think he's seeing that Vaughn's not quite picking this up. This is the gambit screen. You can reach it from the party menu. To create a gambit, you need only select an action and a target for that action. Here, let me show you. I'll start by changing the action of one of my gambits. So this is when we start getting into the gambit system, and it makes this game so much better in my opinion, because rather than having to click on every enemy you come across, you can actually set up a gambit to automatically attack anything in range within certain parameters based on the I guess condition that you set for the gambit. So for example, you see here on number 2 he has foe nearest visible attack. You'll have a lot of different things for the condition, like foe party leader's target, foe highest health, foe highest max health, and things like that. For example, the foe highest max health would most likely force your party to attack a boss in a situation where there are boss and ads, for example. I think it's really, really cool, and it allows you to tailor your party to the situation. I mean, if you get into a boss fight and you don't need to kill the ads, or it's actually detrimental to do so, I'm not sure if there's an actual encounter in this game that is the case for, but if, just for as an example, if that was the case, you could set all your party members to either attack the party leader's target or to attack the enemy with the highest maximum health. So I feel like that's really cool. It's just kind of the tip of the iceberg as far as this system goes, and it's really, really neat. Now, whenever an ally gets hurt, I'll toss a potion his way. Charming, eh? Of course, there's a sure way... Of course, that's a sure way to go through your stock of potions, so let's adjust the target to make sure things don't get out of hand. So this is a condition that needs to be met in order for the action to happen. So he's adjusting the condition right now. Now only ever use potion when an ally's HP drops below 70%. That should be a little more bearable. Nothing to it, really. You can set a gambit's action to be more or less any ability you have at your disposal. A list of available actions, press circle to exit. So this is going to be the action that is going to be satisfied as soon as the condition is met. So that's the option on the right side here. Targets aren't so simple. You'll have to pick up new ones from the gambit shops. So you can just buy, and actually in this iteration of the game, you can buy every gambit from any gambit shop from the beginning of the game. So as soon as we get this system here, which we're getting right now, we can go and buy pretty much all the gambits. So that's really neat. I don't remember if that was the case in the original version, but nevertheless, it's a really handy thing to have, and I feel like if it wasn't, it should have been, because having all the gambits available to you early on or right from the get-go is essential to you kind of growing your knowledge about gambits and figuring them out and understanding them properly for some of the more difficult fights in this game. A list of available targets. Like I said, the condition to be met. But that isn't all. You can also prioritize your gambits. Allow me. So he's kind of showing that you can... so it goes as far as like any particular encounter or any kind of situation you're in, the party leader, or I'm sorry, the party member will satisfy the command or the AI that you program in the number 1 slot before he will satisfy anything below that. So for example, say you have ally any cure as the condition to be met, or I'm sorry, as the action to perform, then your party in the number 1 slot, then your party member will just continue to cast cure over and over and over again on any party member, and he won't satisfy any of the other conditions. That's why Balthier showed you here, ally HP below 70% is when he'll use a potion. Otherwise, he would just spam potions and not attack or anything like that. So if that were in the number 1 slot, if anybody goes below 70%, he will use a potion. Which is fine. That's kind of, I mean, you want your healing gambits to be higher than your attacking gambits for obvious reasons. Now, with his foe nearest visible attack in the number 1 slot, he'll never heal. He'll just continue to attack if there is a foe that is able to be attacked. So that's really neat. And he kind of goes into a little bit more detail here. The Gambit in the first slot always takes priority as it stands now. I mean, he's going to explain this, but I felt that it would probably benefit you guys as the viewers to kind of give my insight on some of this, because I know that the Gambit system is something that some people struggle with, and you'll see a lot of posts on social media and in the game boards and things like that that kind of illustrates that fact, because a lot of people ask questions about Gambits. So now, even if an ally's HP starts to fall, should there be foes near, I'll only attack. So that's kind of what I explained just now, for which I could rightly be criticized. In general, it's better to prioritize healing before attacking. Vitality before violence, if you like. Oh, another thing. You can turn Gambits off and on here, from the Gambit screen, as well as from the battle menu. Of course, Gambits won't do you much good if you're turned off, or if they're turned off. Still, discretion is often the better part of valor. If you need to beat a hasty retreat, try turning Gambits off first. It's hard to fall back when your allies insist on picking a fight. So like you said, you can also do that from the battle menu by pressing X in the overworld. Well, that's the long and short of it. I'll set my Gambits as they were before we started. Feel free to change them later if you like. We're like to come across new actions and targets, so don't be afraid to experiment with the new Gambit combinations. But don't put all your faith in any one combination. With each passing day, the world finds new and exciting ways to kill a man. Be flexible. If you find yourself up against beasts that don't take well to fire, create a Gambit to cast fire on nearby foes. Likewise, should we face a creature that uses poison, a Gambit to cast poison out on poisoned allies just might come in handy. A bit much to take in? Don't let it worry you. You're in good company. Yes, these sewers are thick with the bones of others who had similar difficulties. Okay, so we got, well here, actually we want to turn on Vaughn's Gambits as well, and you'll see why that's so awesome here in a second. So he's just doing foe party leader's target attack, which isn't really doing him any good unless you choose to have both you or Fran as your party leader. I usually roll with Vaughn as my party leader, just out of habit. So I'm going to go foe nearest visible and attack for him there, and I'm going to make him a Gambit to ally HP under 50%. We are going to use a potion, and I don't like that being too high, because I mean your HP is going to drop below 70%, for example, pretty often, so you don't want to just be spamming potions, especially because the cooldown after you use an item in this game is pretty long, so it's kind of ridiculous. So I mean, you'll just be spamming potions, and sometimes it's better to actually just be killing the enemy instead, rather than locking yourself into a loop. Okay, so let's go ahead and give them their jobs here. And I have this written down here. I had kind of what I was gonna do, because especially with me recording this Let's Play kind of sporadically, periodically, because of my schedule, and I have other responsibilities and things like that. Sometimes I kind of forget what I did with some characters, so I wrote it down what I was gonna do with everybody, so that I didn't duplicate jobs and things like that. So let me find that real quick. Alright, so for Balthier, I was going to make him a white mage to begin with. And I mean, there's not always a rhyme or reason to why I did this, why I picked certain jobs for certain people. See, as you can see here, I did pick, I think, Monk as Pinello's first job, but you can't see that here because she's not in the party. Otherwise, it would have her face next to the job. So once you actually have everybody in your party, you can actually see who's got what. It makes it a little bit easier to not double up on jobs and things like that if that's not what you want to do. So I was going to make him a white mage and an archer as well, simply because archer doesn't have a lot to do. It's just pretty much just auto attacks more or less, and then the license board will give you access to different kinds of armors and things like that. But white mage does typically have a lot to do, so it's kind of nice to pair up that those jobs that don't have a lot to do with jobs that do, because you don't want to be doing too much, because then that character will get overwhelmed and he won't be performing actions that you need him to perform with the gambit system and things like that. And I was gonna make Fran a red battle mage and a Shikari, so she has she'll be more of a DPS character. She has access to red magic, which has some healing magic as well, and then she will also be the Shikari, so she can use ninja swords and things like that. So I'm gonna start by making her a Shikari, so she can just deal some damage. And then her second job, obviously, as I stated, it will be red mage. Okay, so I don't think, what am I doing? I got to, good English. I have to set him up here. So I know we have Cure, so I want him to be casting Cure. Yeah, we don't have, I should have bought those at the magic shop. I'm pretty sure I could have done that before now, because poison is going to come in handy in this next boss fight. But it's fine, it's not really a huge deal. Get him some accessories, and you know what, I actually am going to buy this because I'm going to be getting that here pretty quick, and I don't want to waste all his license points and forget to buy that. I'm going to give him an additional gambit slot, because for jobs that have a lot to do like white mage, it definitely is helpful to have more gambit slots, because I think he only starts with 2 if I'm not mistaken. I should probably buy rods, but I'll do that later, because I don't even know if you can buy one right now. I'm not sure. I don't really remember. But all that rod is gonna, all the rods are gonna do for you is they're gonna increase your magic stat by a little bit, marginally. So it really helps later on in the game, definitely, when you have the higher level rods and things like that, if you're trying to max out your magic to 99. But I'm going to do this quick and we're going to get going, because I do realize that we've been kind of talking and doing tutorials a lot. And some of you may feel like that's kind of wasting time that could better be spent playing. So we're going to buy her some armor. We're going to give her a dagger, that dagger that we had on Vaughn. And she doesn't really need this yet, so I'm not going to waste money on that. I'm going to start getting the accessories for her, because that gets really important here before too long. And if you don't have, if you don't have these licenses for these accessories and you pick them up, you're unable to use them, and then you got to kind of grind for LP and build up to where it is. So I don't want to find myself in that situation. Oh, I don't have enough for that. I'm pretty sure we get the Mage Masher here within the next episode or 2, so that's going to be really helpful for her. Anyway, so we'll just kind of continue on here. I realize that this is probably not the most exciting, especially for those of you who came to watch the gameplay. Oh wait, let me see what Vaughn can learn real quick. Ooh, Battle Lore, give him more attack damage, that's always handy. First Aid, honestly, I'm not going to prioritize that, because I think First Aid is pretty bad. So we're going to get his Heavy Armor, because it's kind of a hidden multiplier or bonus, but each piece of armor, or class of armor rather, gives you different bonuses. And one of the bonuses of the heavy armor class is additional strength. So if you're wearing all heavy armor, you're going to hit harder with your melee abilities and things like that. Alright. Uh-oh, we got some fallen soldiers here.
Insurgents. Most like they thought to take advantage of a lax watch at the palace while the fate's on, to feed the good consul a length of steel for his supper. I should think Vane used to such hospitality. Clever. He used himself as the bait to draw them near, and then sent in the air brigade. A fine bloody banquet. I dare say I've soiled my cuffs. If a dungeon's waiting for us at the end of the night, it had best have a change of wardrobe.
So we kind of got a little bit of character development for Vane there, kind of showing that he pretty much sacrificed some people, more or less, in order to get the insurgents to kind of show themselves so that he could retaliate. We'll turn ×2 speed on. See, you notice right here, my party members will just attack on their own. Which can be a little jarring at first. I mean, if you're not used to this sort of thing. But once you play this game some more and kind of get used to the gambit system, things like that, it's actually really, really helpful. I'm sure you'll find. And I'm going to equip... I don't actually know if I can equip... Okay, so she's not in combat yet. So we'll give her a dagger. And I guess I should probably... I got so ahead of myself trying to get out of these menus so you guys don't fall asleep. We'll do ally. Actually, for cure spells, I kind of like to do a little bit higher simply because... He does have cure. Okay. Simply because cure our spells are quicker than items. So it doesn't actually hurt you as much to have them curing more often than using items. So I want to grab these treasure chests because especially in the beginning of the game we're going to be low on gil, and some of these treasure chests actually have some pretty useful items in them. And this kind of goes along with what I was saying on, I think, episode 2, where if you use the diamond armlet, all you're going to get out of those are knots of rust and sometimes rarely meteorites, which are on-use items that inflict the opponents with certain status effects, depending on the type of meteor you have. So I'm going to bring up our overlay here. I'm not really sure. Okay, so you'll notice that both of you are using cure there, which is really nice. And I know that I said there wasn't really too much of a method to my madness as far as the jobs I was picking, but that wasn't entirely true. I did pick the jobs for my characters, trying to keep in mind certain bonuses. Like I was trying to get... These guys are... I don't think I'm supposed to go this way. Or maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe I'm just under-leveled. I feel like they're kind of stronger. But I try to get swiftness 3 on people and things like that. So these guys are giving us a little bit more experience. And you'll notice by the color of their health bar, the color of a monster's health bar is kind of a little indication in this game as to their power level. I know that if it's the darker the health bar is, the closer they are to your level. And if you find a really like dark red health bar, you kind of just want to steer clear of that guy, because those are typically the stronger monsters, unless you're prepared to fight them. I'm not sure. Oh, I think I am going the right way. Get some health there. Oh, yep. Cutscene.
Who would be next?
Close ranks, bring her down.
Jump down! Hurry!
She's not alone.
Our ranks grow by the hour.
And our troubles with them.
Alright, so here we encounter a newer addition to the roster, not necessarily team. So we'll see how her character develops. But right now, see, I mean, the game is playing itself right now pretty much due to the gambits.
You alright?
Thank you.
I'm Vaughn, and this is Balthier, and hey! What's your name?
Amalia.
Amalia, huh? Nice to meet you.
There were others with me.
I'm sorry.
No.
Huh?
Oh, now isn't that impressive?
Don't get any ideas. I said it's mine.
I'm afraid the jury's still out on that one.
You stole that?
Yeah.
Have you finished? When the guards don't report in, they'll come looking for us.
If they aren't already.
You should come with us. Better than being by yourself.
Very well.
What's wrong with her?
You have a lot to learn before we even get started on your thievery.
What's that mean?
Alright, so...
The situation requires I
Another
accept such
cutscene.
help as I find, though it be from thieves. I shall accompany you until we find my companions, no longer.
Let's think of her as a guest, then. Unlike Fran or myself, our guest probably won't be taking orders from anyone anytime soon, and she'll leave when she pleases. So we keep to our affairs and she to hers. I doubt we'll find her wanting in valor, being such an upstanding member of the insurgents.
Resistance.
So we have our first guest here, and kind of what Balthier was saying
Well, what are we waiting for?
is guests kind of do what they want to do, as far as coming and going. And you can actually, originally you were unable to switch their gambits around in the original version, but you can in this one. In the original game, they pretty much did whatever they wanted to do, so... Alright, so we have a poison plan here. And these guys they hit pretty hard, but we have Balthier casting cures due to his gambits, so that's pretty nice. Should cure, yep, he's gonna cure our... Okay, so they blind us as well. But that's not really a huge deal. I think... Do we actually have... Okay, so we actually have eye drops. So what we're gonna do is, I don't think Fran's hitting as hard as Vaughn, so we're gonna have Fran. She doesn't need this gambit. She, well, I might keep that on her so that she focuses down things with Vaughn. But she's not hitting as hard, so I'm gonna have her use items. Oh, that sucks. Luckily, you can put ally any and use a status restoring item, and she'll only use it on excuse me, good lord, she'll only use it on party members who actually are afflicted with that status. So we're gonna put this before anything else, so you'll notice she'll use eye drops now if you look at the bottom screen, or I'm sorry, the bottom part of the screen. So she's gonna use eye drops again. Because we continue to get blinded, which is really neat. It's just kind of why I like the gambit system so much. I think it's really cool how you can tailor the gambits to fit any situation. Here we have our little victory screen. And I had originally intended to stop here, but I have since realized that I am going to be unable to record as often as I would like. I'm going to try and record as much as I can, but I'm going to make the episodes probably a little bit longer than they were before, so I can get you guys more content when I can record. And I did look at the comments, and I read the comments, and I know that one of the viewers is looking forward to the battle with Firemane, so we're just going to go ahead and get that done right now. And I think it's coming up here pretty quick. And I know he poisons, so I'm going to make a gambit for Balthier. Ally any, because he'll only use the item if they're actually afflicted with the condition, which I didn't know at first. So I thought there was no way to really make them cure people. So it looks like we have a pretty healthy stock of antidotes. I'm going to put that below cure because I want him to make sure people are topped off first as his priority. It looks like she has cure as well. I don't really need potion on him, I don't think, because we have 2 people that can cure. So we're going to go with antidote on him too, because I'm pretty sure Firemane's special poisons everybody, so if we have 2 people curing poison, it'd probably be pretty helpful in that scenario. I don't think there's really anything here that we need to get. Over here we have a Spectre. So we're starting to see some different monsters here, which is neat. You know, it's Balthier, keeping everybody topped off. So, I would suggest definitely getting a White Mage on your party as quickly as possible, because, I mean, they're super useful. Is there any... Go down here and kill this guy first. Not sure if there's any items in there. We'll go check it out. Got a level up. Very nice. So it looks like there was a treasure chest over here with an antidote. That'll be handy for the upcoming boss battle. So yeah, I do remember Garmsmith Waterway, which is where we are right now. And this is leading back to the beginning there. And you guys can let me know in the comments if you aren't a fan of the speeded up combat and things like that. Just let me know. I just know this game, being a little bit older, the way they programmed it was to, the combat is a little bit slower. No, we're not going to save. We're going to rely on those auto saves that happen every time we transfer zones. This is a cool looking boss. It's our first real serious boss fight, so it's not too difficult, especially if you have your gambit set up properly. So I think okay, so he didn't get a poison on that one. I don't know if that's something he adds to his ultimate attack later on in the fight, but oh, we got a 4-hit combo with Vaughn there. That's really nice. I mean, you'll notice how powerful that is. I mean, crazy powerful. Later on in the game, when you get better weapons and things like that, that'll happen more often. Oh, so I got poisoned, and I used an antidote on myself. Fran got killed. I'm gonna Phoenix down on her. You'll notice how Vaughn's not doing anything because of that cooldown for the cooldown for the items is pretty intense. That's one of the things about this game that kind of really annoyed me, to be honest with you. I mean, it kind of makes sense because you don't want to just be able to spam items as much as you want, kind of trivialize the difficulty of this game, so. So that guy took off, turned into a fireball. Not sure if we're going to see him again.
Now's not the time.
They think me some common thief.
Better than a common assassin.
These people have done nothing. Release them.
What are you doing?
Don't interrupt me. I'm thinking. Wait!
Where'd
He
you
didn't
think
know
you
what he
were
was
going?
doing. You have to let him go. You have to.
Pinello! Sorry. That dinner will have to wait.
I told you.
That's enough!
Ah!
Leave him alone.
Hold on to this for me, would you? Just until I bring Vaughn back.
On your feet, you over here!
All right. Edgy, aren't we?
It's Paul Fear, my brother.
What does that philanderer think he's doing? I was to kill Balthier, not those addle-pated Imperials.
I brought you some of those flowers you like. Galbana lilies. Remember? You always said how they smelled nice and how pretty they were. Remember? The king. Did you? Were you really a part of it? Even if you were, Captain Bosch must have tricked you into it.
You're awake.
Where are we?
Prison, where else? More a dungeon, but it's really all the same. Relax, it's just a corpse. Jump at every little thing down here and you'll wear yourself out. It's not even a proper dungeon. They just sealed off the bottom level of the fortress. Take a look around. We're not the first they've thrown down here.
Where's Fran?
She's off trying to find us a way out. Remember what curiosity killed? Just a friendly word of advice. This is all the water we've got. I'd save your strength if I were you.
Alright, so it looks like we got caught by the Imperials and thrown in the Nalbina dungeons. We don't know what happened to Amalia. She got taken away by the Imperials. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video here, and next time we'll go ahead and explore the dungeons and see what the game has in store for us beyond that. But as you guys know, or you're starting to realize, kind of at the end of my videos I like to give you guys a breakdown of kind of what's going on before I kind of cut out here. But so my wife and I, we are kind of sort of starting to invest more in my abilities to record and things like that, setting aside times, specific time blocks, because we do have 3 children, so sometimes it makes it kind of difficult. But setting aside specific time blocks, so it's going to get more and more consistent here in a little bit. We ordered some new equipment for me. We're going to get a face cam. We did order a capture card for my 3DS. I do play Pokemon. It's one of the things I enjoy. I've been playing it since the original Red and Blue, and when I was 7 years old, so about 20 years ago. So I'm going to be starting to do some Pokemon content too. Start streaming on Twitch a little bit more. So that's kind of the breakdown, kind of what's going on in my life. So these should start to get more consistent, basically what you guys can take away from this, and possibly get some face cam interaction here before too long, get a better layout and things like that. But as I said on the first episode, a lot of this is all new to me. It's just something I've kind of always wanted to pursue a little bit, and it's fun for me. But I'm going to try and, as time goes on, my recording is probably going to improve and evolve. So I'll get better layouts and things like that. But I definitely want to thank you guys for watching. If you like what you saw, hit that like button, show me your support, so I know that you guys are actually enjoying this, so I can continue to kind of hit it hard and work hard on it and make this a priority for me. If you're new, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free to you, easy to do, and you'll get those notifications every time I put up a new video. So you guys can kind of stay on board with what's going on. Like I said, once again, I really appreciate you guys watching this. I appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.